Okay, for my garbage person of the week, you need to understand that throughout this week, we've had the civil rape lawsuit of Carroll making accusations against Donald Trump. And I discovered some stuff that came out this week that make Donald Trump my garbage person of the week. He was asked to talk about his grab them by the blank comments, and he is not disowning that. He's not backing down. In fact, he found a way to make it worse. So there, obviously years ago, video was released showing him bragging about grabbing women by their genitals. So he's asked about it, and he says, well, historically, that's true with stars. So Roberta Kaplan, the lawyer for E.G. and Carroll, says true with stars that they can grab women by the blank. And he says, well, that's what, if you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately, or fortunately, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He knows it's true that you can just grab women. Maybe that's bad, or maybe that's good. He's not sure. But I want to be very clear. That's not what gets him in the garbage. He's got something worse coming. So, of course, throughout the trial, he goes on to just viciously insult E.G. and Carroll, calling her a whack job and sick and a nut job. He also, though, was attacking Miss Kaplan, calling her a political operative and a disgrace. But it goes beyond that. At one point, Miss Kaplan asked about a statement that Mr. Trump made in June 2019 after Miss Carroll first told her story in a magazine. At the time, Mr. Trump denied that the encounter had ever occurred and added that he would not have raped Miss Carroll because she was not his quote type. Miss Kaplan, in an excerpt the jury was shown on Thursday, asked him to explain that statement. Trump tells her, "You wouldn't be a choice of mine either, to be honest. I wouldn't under any circumstances have any interest in you." He's on trial, civil trial, for raping a woman who he says he wouldn't have done it because she's not sexy enough. And then he decides to attack her lawyer for not being attractive enough for him to rape. I mean, I don't even know that qualifies as a bad defense anymore because it's moved so far from the concept of a defense at all. But what do you think, Brett?
The motivation for this is not to defend himself against a accusation, it's to be horrible.
Yeah.
He's just being the worst. He's just being actively the worst. And the worst part is that people support him because of that.
They like it.
And that's crazy. That's crazy. Like there's a difference between not backing down and then saying that you're a picky rapist.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. I mean, you're right, but that is rough when you word it that way. Jeez. Anyway, he hasn't been my garbage person in a while, but I think you'll all understand why he qualified this week. With that said, 46,000 of you voted for the community garbage person of the week, and here's your top 5. Coming in at number 5 is Joe Tacopina, lawyer to Trump for his terrible antics at the E.G. and Carroll trial. Coming in number 4 with 8% of the vote, you have Representative Seekins Crow for dismissing her child's mental health and being willing to see the child take their own life. Coming in number 3 with 22% of the vote, you have the Montana GOP for banning Representative Zoe Zephyr from the House floor. If you haven't already seen it, we were lucky enough to have the representative on the show this week. Those clips are up on our YouTube channel. Coming in number 2 with 24% of the vote, you have Greg Abbott for a xenophobic take on the Texas mass shooting where he attacked the victims. And coming in at number 1, your community garbage person of the week with 42% of the vote, you have Marjorie Greene for saying step parents aren't real parents. I will still never understand why that's a fight that she picked. By the way, additional commentary on the community garbage people of the week will be going up in an original video at tiktok.com/thedamagereport in just a little bit. So definitely go check that out. We've been doing it every week and people seem to enjoy it. For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.